This is Caryopteris, and if you can see all the bees. I mean, they are all over this shrub. This is the shrub that my husband planted when I was gone for the day. I came home and he said, "Look, honey, I planted up a container," and he had put this shrub inside of it, and I left it there and it languished. But then I finally pulled it out and put it in the ground, and just, let's see, this had to have been a year and a half ago. So just in a year being in the ground, one full season, this shrub has really just burst forth with color and now life, feeding the honeybees and the bumblebees. I do have some ants. We had some rain and I put some diatomaceous earth on it. But we've had a lot of drought. We just had a heavy rain. I think we went a whole month without any real rain. And so I didn't do anything over and above my sprinkler system. And so I did lose some plants. I lost my dianthus, as you can see underneath there. And then take a look at this. This is what I'm doing today. I took a few months off from working in my yard, and this is what happens when you take a couple months off and you don't pay attention to your flower beds. So the gomphrena has self-seeded, and as you see, it's just one big, I mean, look at that. So this gomphrena is definitely a keeper, and I could have pulled it, but I was just kind of, I guess, burnt out from when I did the garden tour. I just wanted to take some time off, and so that's what has happened. Now the sedum is looking rough because of that heavy rain we got, but normally this is what you would see from the sedum. And this wormwood is definitely overshadowing. I'm gonna have to come out and cut some of that. I don't know what this is, but I think this is a weed. You are getting yanked. I need to come out here. This meteor shower verbena actually succumbed to the drought conditions, but let's see if I can get maybe one of the seeds to take. But yeah, you can see I've really just kind of let this go. So I have a lot of crabgrass, a lot of overgrowing, multiplying things. But my lantana finally did fill in. I was waiting forever for that to grow, and I wanted it to be here for the tour, and then it decided not to pop up in time. You can see my plubago has really taken off. You just have to forgive all the overgrowth. I had some zinnias seed over here, so I've got all these zinnias now popping up over here. Of course, my vinca has also self-seeded. Again, all this is from last year, from just the plants dying, self-seeding, and I just let them grow as they want. Got a big space right there. I've got to find something to fill in, but not this year. I am not planting anything this year, this summer. It's almost the end of summer. It's like the end of August. Tomorrow is September 1st, and temperatures are starting to go down, and so I will relocate shrubs. That's what I'm going to focus on this year, relocating shrubs. But I'm not going to add to unless I just see something amazing. But I've got a lot of upkeep to do. You can see all the weeds that are growing and sprouting up with all the rain we've had. And anyway, so things are looking a little on the crazy side. Butterfly bush. Normally I'd be on top of this, just trimming it away. But again, I kind of took off like 3 months in a row, June, July, and all of August. Just love watching the bees And I have finally seen some butterflies. I know back in May when I was recording, I was saying, boy, I haven't seen any butterflies out, but I have seen a lot of butterflies in the yard. I think they were just slow to get going. Yeah, you can see that I have a lot to do. Anyway, there's the path right here, and it is no longer able to be seen. All this gomphrena has taken over, overshadowing some of my annuals here, but that's okay. I do love that, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I love the gomphrena. I also love the Gara. Oh, let me show you something that the Gara has, a mixture that I think is really cool. So that right there is Bidens. And I love the Bidens. It looks open like that because of the heavy rain that we got. But had we not had the heavy rain, it made a nice big full ball. So it normally wouldn't look like this. This is that plum dandy. Making sure I'm not stepping on an anthill, and yes I am. I could feel it under my feet. Oh yeah, now I made them mad. Come back in with that diatomaceous earth and get them. But yeah, so this is the plum dandy, and look how beautiful it has grown. And look how pretty it looks next to the gomphrena and the echinacea in front of it. This is something I plant every year. It is an annual in my area, and it is of my top favorites. And I'll probably do a video with my top favorites in the next couple days or so. Now this is another type of gomphrena. So this is a different style. Oh, look at that. The one next to it is trying to mimic it, even though it's a different variety. So this one's just that dark purple. And then this one has the light pink with the orange or yellow tips. And then again, another plum dandy right there. And then all these zinnias, these are the little miniature zinnias. They all came back on their own. And then of course my butterfly weed has spread. Oh, look at that little guy. Oh my gosh, are you like a little micro bee? Aww, he's little. Ooh, what are those orange things? Can you see those? I think those are assassin bug larvae. Hey, that assassin bug is eating something. Is it eating? It's eating another assassin bug, but it's eating something. Ooh, can you see that? I don't even know if I'm... This guy right here. He's oh! Yeah, get out of there, bee. There's an assassin bug or something there. Little larva. Hopefully they don't get you. Oh, they're all over this butterfly weed. Oh my, tons of them. Oh, you can see there's aphids, that's why. So they're eating the aphids. They're not gonna hurt the bee. Okay. My pot failed. I have water in there, but obviously not enough. Because as you see, this one is thriving. All the plants did well except for the center one. But it gets more water somehow, some way. I'm not sure. It has the same type of drip system. And then I've got this wild, okay, this is a weed, but it's a weed, not a weed. So this is, oh, what is this? You can grow it as a grain. It's a light quinoa, but it's not quinoa. It is, I'll have to think about it. But it started popping up in my yard, and I'd never seen it before. I'm gonna start pulling it up though, because it's not pretty for one. There's nothing pretty about the flowers, but you can harvest them. You see that? You can harvest them and cook them once they're dry. I don't think you can do it when they're green. But anyway, it's like a grain. I'll think of it in a second. And then this is gonna have to get relocated, the goldenrod. Just look at my path. All this, it was not like this in May. So if you go back to a video in May, you will see that this is quite open. There's lots of exposed soil, but I said in the video, give it time and you won't see the ground at all. It will completely fill in. Always got to pull these little suckers when you see them. These are those vining weeds. This is another weed that I get tired of pulling right here. It's like a Mexican buttercup, a Mexican buttercup or something. But yeah, I've got a lot of weeding to do, and now I'm gonna have to cut back a ton of stuff so I can walk down my path. Look how fast that lantana fills in. In May, they're not even budded out. Like, you can't even tell that they're alive. And look in 3 months how full they are. Boxwoods are not doing good, so I think I'm gonna rip them out. I'm not a fan. Either that or I'm going to maybe try to relocate, save some, but I doubt it's the way that they're growing. They grow out, so their root system, if I put them in the ground, they'll look really weird. But yeah, so let's see, here's one path, but I have some celosia that has self-seeded, and it's blocking my path. I also had a lot of angelonia self-seed. A lot of this angelonia, let's see if I can find one, is growing in my cracks. So let's see if I can find one that's self-seeded. Okay, so see this angelonia? See where it's growing from? The crack. Yeah, so all this self-seeded. So if you let your angelonia go to seed in the fall, it will make these little balls. You know, you'll have all these little balls along the stem, and then you can just crush them and spread them in there and just be patient because they will grow. This is zone 8B. And so if you're patient, it'll grow. All right, this is celosia. Again, it's also known as amaranth, and that's what that weed is. So isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. I actually am growing this for the seed heads, but it does grow tall enough in full sun that it probably needs to go a little further back, because it kind of, I know it's a mess, y'all. It is such a mess. So messy. And this is also celosia or amaranth. It self-seeded itself, I think, from that. And there was one over here, but somehow, some way, it died. Not sure how. And the goldenrod again. That's a fireworks goldenrod. So this is also amaranth. It's just a weed form, like not the pretty form of it. And you can see these zinnias have also self-seeded. So, note to self, if you do plants that self-seed, just remember they will, if you give them time, they will burst forth and fill in your space. And then if I had been watching this, I would have plucked out the plants that were grown on the wrong spot and transplanted them when it was still cool enough outside so that they could have grown and just done what they wanted to do. Now this side is not nearly as full, and it does not get the amount of sun that side gets. And so it's always going to be lopsided. And I'm really thinking about, like, what can I do to keep that lopsidedness away? I don't think there's anything I can do other than just, maybe try and maybe force grow some things. I can see that I've got some grass getting in there. And this is just out of a pot. Oh boy, look at that Gara. So pretty, but it's flopped over because of all that heavy rain. And I've got things underneath it. Oh, gosh, you can tell I have not been out here in several weeks. And look how wild this is looking. Yep, it's amazing what you'll let go when you don't have a tour coming up. I did transplant that one in the ground from the other side. And I got some more coreopsis in here. Planted that at the beginning of back in May. Virginia buttonweed, y'all. This is a terrible weed. Doesn't matter if you pull it, every bit of root, every bit of the plant comes back if you leave any of it in there. And unless you want to put poison in your yard, you're gonna have it. Oh, look at that weed growing in the midst of my sedum. Oh, what happened here? Oh, my plant, it broke. Oh well, we'll put this in a flower arrangement. It's got pretty little seed heads. Okay, we got another goldenrod that decided to pop up in between plants. The thing about goldenrod is that you can work it out. I'll let that dry and then I'll get all the soil off of that. Don't know what happened to that. I think too much sun mixed with too much water. There's a sprinkler that's right there that I think is rotting it out. That is a Japanese akuba. Yeah, either that or it had a disease. It hasn't been well since the freeze. There's my limelight hydrangea. And it's, you know, doing well over here. A couple of the flowers are kind of crispy looking, but not all of them, which is a good sign. And I have, that comes back every year, that hibiscus. Looks like I have another piece of hibiscus right here. I'm pretty sure that's a hibiscus flower. I'm not 100% certain, but I think so. We'll have to let that grow a little bit longer to make sure we know that for sure. Yeah, everything's kind of whacked down because we had like heavy torrential rains. And this is that smoke bush. Now it's kind of gone green on me. Normally it would be purplish color like that. That's what it should look like. But it's got this green color going to it. It's not quite green. So I don't know if the sun is bleaching it out or what, but definitely new growth that is definitely purple. Oh, I really hate this kind of grass. And my luck, there's ants nearby me somewhere. Now, Wygela, why are you blooming a flower? You're not supposed to be blooming anything. My neighbor probably is really mad at me. Y'all, this morning glory shrub, I think the location is by far the best. And look, it's getting into his driveway, so I've got to cut it again. This will be the second time I've cut it. It's crazy. And probably even move that celosia. That's also supposed to be purple. So I wonder if the wind and the rain is causing problems. And then my althea. Yep. Oh, well, what is that? That's very interesting. What is that? I have no idea what that is. A volunteer of something. I'll have to take a picture and check it out. It's got pretty looking leaves though, nice and bold. Depending upon what it is, I might leave it. From afar, it does not look bad. But close up, it looks mighty messy. All right, this video is getting to be a little long, but I just kind of wanted to show you June, July, August neglect with self-seeding plants. And look how full and beautiful, well, it's beautiful because of the color, but just look how full it is. But I have my hands cut out for me. I'm gonna have to come out here and actually start working again, but the temperatures are dropping, so I'm not too upset about that. And we'll get this looking better. See if I can get over here quick enough. Vitex tree's trying to bloom again. But this is what I was talking about in the beginning about the Gara mixed in with this. That is a purple fountain grass. And look how pretty. It almost looks like the Gara is in the fountain grass, like it's all part of one, but it's not. Two separate plants, but look how pretty that looks together. And then if you were to cut the flowers from each, the flower heads from each, how pretty they would look in an arrangement. Now don't judge me. I've kind of let my potato vines go. Again, not working in the yard for 2 months. And so I've got to really tackle this. But this is why I plant it, because it is ground cover and it does kind of slow down the weeds, but it has actually taken over my bench. I have another one in here, but it's not nearly as fast growing, that purple variety. I will remember that for next year and probably plant that and not this green one. This green one must be like the original because it's crazy aggressive. It is a beast. But look at my Vitex. Got bees on it too. And then that there is Bocking 14, what is that, bone set? It's also, what's the real name of it? Oh, I can't think of it, but it's known as bone set. And it's not doing really well in my yard. I'm surprised. Maybe too much water, not too sure. And then just a quick look. There's the other wild spots. But good news, if anyone goes back to some of my previous videos pre-May, when I was talking about my roses, I took out all the roses that were showing signs of the rosette disease. Well, these roses that are still remaining have not shown signs of it. And so maybe, look at that, there's a shrub growing underneath my, that's a silverberry. No, that is not a silverberry, that is a pearl of opar. It's a pretty plant, kind of like a succulent, but it is very invasive. Not that it's gonna outcompete anything like that, but it does spread through those little pretty little seed heads quite proliferously. I'd like to go through all these, but it takes so much time to go through all this. Videos can end up being an hour long if I went through all my plants that I have in the yard. Yeah, these butterfly weeds, this is swamp milkweed actually. This is a milkweed, but they have lots of little yellow aphids on them. But I've got lots of assassin bugs that will take care of it, so I'm not too worried. All right, well that's gonna be it for this little update. Pray for me, I've got a lot of work ahead to do. Hopefully I can get it looking good, and if I do, I'll take another video. Until next time, y'all, enjoy gardening, and we'll see you in the next one.